Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist congregation on this beautiful sunny morning with a giant lilac bush blooming right outside the doors here at 310 Danforth. My name's Suzanne. I'm in my office next to my piano with a giant rainbow flag behind me. And I have your announcements for the coming week. First announcement is that on the last Sunday of this month, May 30th, we will be having our AGM Part 2. If you didn't get enough AGM at the end of April, come again to go over the rest of the elements that we didn't get to have a chance to deal with in April. That'll be at 12:30, and if you can stay on after the service to register, that would be great. Today is the Knucklehead 10 deadline. Knucklehead is our bi-weekly arts zine. Submit your creativity for our last issue by midnight tonight. On the last Sunday of the month, we host morning chant and singing meditation, which is multi-faith chanting. A morning chant will be happening on the last Sunday, but because of our AGM on the 30th, we will be postponing our evening singing meditation a week later to June 6th. Every Monday night, the Spirit Choir rehearses from 7 to 8:30 p.m. If you are interested in singing with the choir, you can contact me at music@nuuc.ca. Wednesday mornings, Phyllis Danu hosts Journey to Awakening Conscious Movement classes from 10:15 to 11:30 a.m. Contact her to register or for more info. On Wednesday evenings, Reverend Wayne and Jillian host meditation on Zoom from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. All are welcome. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, Club Sandwich is a local food initiative to help feed hungry locals. Can you make some sandwiches and drop them off at MCC? This is supported by our own C program. You can contact me for more info. And every Sunday morning, Zach Getchell hosts our child caregiver program here in our Sunday Zoom space from 9 to 9:30 a.m. Coffee with the Minister is happening Monday mornings at 10 a.m. for 45 minutes. Talk about theology, defunding the police or our congregation, how we can imagine our space. Ask questions about our new roommates. We can speak about anything. You'll find the Zoom address in our Monday announcements. The Spirit Choir is working on a new video for Heart Wide Open. You'll be hearing some of the music today in today's service. And we need your help for some content for the video. Would you record yourself just for 10 or 20 seconds showing love to someone or something or yourself in a short video? We're also accepting photos of the same. Could be giving love to another human, a plant, an animal, yourself. Contact me for more info. This afternoon, the CUC is having their national service titled Keeping It Alight at 1 p.m. It's streaming on YouTube, or you can join by Zoom. You can find the link on our Facebook page. Our charity drive is going really well. We have 55 chairs donated by congregants, plus 50 chairs matched. 62% of our chairs have been purchased. Only 65 remain. If you'd like to purchase a chair, you can still go to our website and put in a 90-character phrase to be on the plaque on the back of the chair. It costs $100. You could dedicate your chair to a loved one or have a wonderful historical person remembered. And next Sunday, our theme will be Laugh Out Loud. Message of inspiration will be given by our minister, Reverend Wayne Walder, and music will be provided by Susanne and Friends.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Congregation service on Zoom. We welcome you here as we stay emotionally and spiritually close in times when we need to stay physically apart. My name is Dave Renzetti, and I will be your virtual service leader this morning from my home. Our minister is the Reverend Wayne Walder, and our music director is Susanne Mazars. Zach Getchell facilitates our Sunday Child and Caregiver program and will share a time for all ages. We also have Charles Watton and Moira McDonald helping with Zoom hosting duties. Jennifer Good was scheduled to be service leader today. Unfortunately, her father-in-law, Richard, passed away earlier this week. Our thoughts and prayers reach out to Jennifer and her partner, Anna. I thank you to everyone helping today. A little bit of Zoom etiquette first. Just remember to stay muted. Keep chat open for readings and lyrics. And please don't send chat messages to everyone during service. The service is being recorded both on YouTube and on our new website. Joys and concerns or similar personal moments will be edited out. If you have privacy concerns, you can turn off your camera and you can rename yourself. Sacred space and cyberspace are strange bedfellows. We need your help to bring them together. Now, we have nowhere else to go and nothing else to do. So I would ask that you please shut off all your other devices and be present. This is our threshold moment. Let's enter sacred space together. Could we all take a deep breath and open our hearts to give and receive love? Our service begins now. As Wainwright lights our chalice, I encourage you to light your own personal chalice or candle, or considering holding your hands together in the shape of a chalice. I ask our minister to light our chalice as we sing.
We light our chalice to remember, to light the fire within our own hearts.
And now for our musical prelude, I would call on Laura Thomas to introduce it, please.
Sure, thank you. Hi, everyone. Susanne and I collaborated on this song. She asked me for song ideas, and when I was searching for a song about love, I rediscovered this song that I knew from when I was 17, but I didn't really pay much attention to the lyrics back then. And when I really got into the lyrics and singing this, I realized that there's a very powerful metaphor in these lyrics, the bramble and the rose, and that it's very significant. Well, to me, it's significant because it means in a love relationship, any love relationship, it could be between, in a long-term relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be family relationships, or it could be within a community. That there's always joy and there's always hardship, and that these are both fertile ground for love to grow. So very powerful song, and it becomes our strength when we can grow through the love and through the hardship. So that's the song, The Bramble and the Rose, and it was written by Barbara Keith, I think in 1971. Enjoy.
We have been so close together, each a candle, each a flame. All the dangers were outside us, and we knew them all by name. See how the bramble and the rose
intertwined. Love grows like a bramble and a rose. Round each other we will twine. Now I've hurt you and it hurts me, just to see what we can do to ourselves and to each other without really meaning to. See how the bramble and the rose intertwine. Love grows like a bramble and the rose. Round each other we will twine. So put your arms around me and we'll sing a true love song. We will learn to sing together, sing and laugh the whole night long. See how the bramble and the rose intertwine. Love grows like a bramble and the rose. Round each other we will twine. See how the bramble and the rose intertwine. Love grows like the bramble and the rose. Round each other we will twine. Round each other we will twine.
Good morning and welcome, everyone. Thank you for that beautiful piece of lyrical love, you two. That was awesome. Today, almost all of us are in our homes in isolation. Let us remember that these homes are on the traditional land of the Wendat, the Anishinaabe, the Mississauga, the Haudenosaunee, and the Ojibwe Chippewa nations. Indigenous peoples have lived here for time immemorial, and they have also recognized the land in their ceremonies. Using and participating in a land acknowledgement is a way to recognize the enduring presence and resilience of Indigenous peoples. And it is also a reminder to us that we are accountable to these relationships. If you are visiting us for the first time, a special welcome to you. Please stay around after service. If you don't go into a breakout room, our minister or a staff member will be in the main room to answer any questions you may have about who we are and what we do. Our mission here at Neighborhood is to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of the world. Our theme for May is LOL. Our theme for today is Lifetime of Love. I personally think that love is actually the most important force in the universe. Although I call myself a UU, I also do believe that about 2,000 years ago, a person named Jesus tried to spread a message of love. I have never been able to think of a message more important than that. Can you? For my readings, I have a brief quote from Margaret Atwood. The Inuit have over 50 words for snow because it is important to them. There ought to be as many words for love. Traditionally, at this time in our service, you turn to your neighbor and you greet them. We can't do that now. So what we do is we ask everyone to briefly unmute your device, switch to gallery view, and greet those people around you.
Audio now unmuted alert.
A sound will chime at the end. Now take a moment to greet your neighbors.
Hi, Allison.
Kurt.
Hi, Chris.
Dave, beautiful words.
Hello, everyone.
Morning, Peter.
Hi, Fred.
Hi, Wayne.
Morning, David.
Hi, Zach. Good to see you. Morning.
Brenda.
Chris. Hey,
Hi,
Fred.
Peter.
Love
Hi,
you.
Suzanne.
Hi, Lucia. Hi,
Kurt.
Jessica.
Beautiful
Hi,
song,
John.
Laura. Morning, Brenda. Hi, Bill.
Laura.
Great.
Morning, Doug.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for that. Now I invite you to join me in reading our opening words, which will now appear on your screen. If you're on a phone and don't have the words, just listen to my reading. Let us cast the circle of a sacred space.
Here.
Let us cast the circle of a cherished space here. A space of safety, a place of forgiveness, a place of love. If we want the world to change, we must craft in our space and in ourselves the seeds that grow a different kind of life. A life of graciousness, of creative intelligence, a place of life and spirit for ourselves and our families. Now, as we hold this place open to grace and insight, please join Susanne for our opening song. Susanne?
There is love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. Let's do a repeat after me to learn the song. There is a love holding me. Your turn. There is a love holding me. Second phrase. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. I rest in this love. Let's try it one time all together. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. The Spirit Choir recorded this song as Around this week. I invite you to choose someone to sing with, and sing along with our choir video. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love
Thank you very much, Spirit Choir. That was incredible. You guys do a great job of that. Now I would ask all the young and young at heart to please come up and get close to your screen, because Zach has something he'd like to share with you. Zach?
Good morning, everybody. Well, if it hasn't been made clear yet, today we're talking about love. Love over a lifetime. The different ways it's seen and felt and expressed. And the different types of love that there are. So I did something a little different this week. I wrote a poem for you all about the different ways to express love. I hope you enjoy it. I call it Simple Love. What is love, and how is it expressed? How do we show to those we care about our best? Stories abound about love. Songs say that it sounds like the coo of a dove. Ancient writers write about love and its grace. I've heard love described as a gentle mother's face. They say love is patient. They say it is kind. They say love is simple, though often I find that the simplest of loves are often passed over as we look for the love with the rosiest odor. And love can be simple and seen every day in hundreds of small and most regular ways. Love can be given by holding the door for someone you never have talked to before. Love can be shared too by helping a friend, by joking and laughing and playing pretend, or by working to stop a relationship's end. Love can be felt in a long distance hug. It's when somebody saves the life of a bug or selflessly cleans your neighbor's old rug. How do you see love, and how do you share it? Are you one of those people who publicly wears it, who strolls around town in cute matching outfits? Or are you more shy, preferring a sweet private kiss? And where do you give love? That matters too. With people and pets, there's some hullabaloo, but nature is quiet and worth loving too. So whether you find yourself hugging a tree or saving a seal from some nets in the sea, you're loving our planet most naturally. Some time by yourself in an old forest lodge, or giving your partner a loving massage. Some loving words spoken, a comfort extended. It's simple for love to be shared when intended. So whether with words or with touch or with care, remember to see the love that's everywhere, and maybe find it a little more easy to share. One more thing as the end comes due. Love can be found in our poetry too. And this one was made to share love with all of you. Thank you for listening.
You know, a lifetime of love is really a big idea. It assumes many things. It assumes we live long enough to appreciate the difference in love over time. It assumes we can tell the difference between the ways we love and are loved. It assumes we learn how to love as we experience it differently through the stages in our lives. And it assumes we can remember it and share it, if only with ourselves. It's not easy to do this. The models in love of our culture have been reduced to caricatures and fantasies, and there certainly are not enough words for all the love we might feel in a lifetime. Margaret Atwood isn't the only one who's noticed that. Ursula Le Guin, in her novel, The Left Hand of Darkness, makes up words for snow because she knows that there are so many different nuances of how the snow feels. Besa means soft, new fallen snow. And Yeziat is granular snow, crunchy. And Nezarim, heavy snowfall with a gale. And we can understand why there would be so many different words for snow. It allows one person to tell another the conditions they might face on a journey outside in order to care for their survival. Snow words might tell you the sound of snow as your boots crush it down, helping you know how to walk in it. I'm sure there are other words to help define the beauty of the snow or the feel of it. We can make them up ourselves. It's easy to understand why there are so many words for snow in many Inuit cultures, because they might help you survive. I say this because if we need that many words for snow to help us live with it and describe it, how come we have so few words for the affection we feel? When we say love, for example, other descriptive words aren't that easy to find. When we use the word love without defining all the ways love could be experienced, communicated, or given, it can be confusing. For example, what's the word for love that we have for nature, the subtle beauty or the depth? What are the words for lust that's filled with love? What are the words for a love that has endured 30 years of a committed relationship? What are the words for love that carries another person because they're too sick or too lost to find their own way? Do we have words for the love inside of grief, or the love that can break your heart through betrayal? How do we find the pure and future-oriented love of a new child, and the next day feel the love of saying goodbye to a beloved parent who's forgetting who you are? How do the love ideas compare to the love of food or the love of God? How can you describe the love of the warmest flannel shirt your partner just threw away? And many of you know who I'm talking about. There are so many conditions and situations and people we love, but we all love them differently, like soft snow, like a blizzard or a drift through deep snow. In a lifetime, I pray you and I will experience many states of love. Without words to describe them, we'll have to remember them and recall how they felt and how they changed us. This is how a lifetime of love can be used to help us heal the wounds that occur in a lifetime, and the enlightenment or insight that makes us want to gamble on love again. My favorite way of seeing love is through intimacy. Love can come through the communication of intimacy with each other's body. It can come from intimacy we feel through the softness of those new flowers you see everywhere now, the lilacs outside of this building, or the roughness of a tree fissured bark. With each of these, you have to get close. You have to touch. There's intimacy through playing with another and laughing, bodies breathing, bumping, bursting. There's intimacy in grief and in loss. There's intimacy we can share our thoughts and ideas as our ideas rush together. Intimacy is part of telling a bedtime story on a quiet night, or sobbing with another as you let go of dreams that will never come true. As the pandemic begins to end, I am hoping that we might be able to reconsider loving more. We can use beginning again after the pandemic to start a new practice, a new habit, using it as a silver lining after a year of confinement. Beginning again is like this. As the pandemic slowly ends, we can create a special time to reconsider how we want the rest of our precious lives to be created. So can I encourage you? Can I invite you, cajole you, challenge you? And I. to notice how we love every day? What I mean is, can you and I try to consciously love someone every single day? When you see a beautiful person, can you say, I love beauty? Say it to yourself at first so you don't sound like a mad person. When you feel the wind slide over the edges of your eyelashes and making them flutter, can you say, I love the breeze? When you're working with another and they have your back, can you say to yourself, I love working with you? When somebody kindly finishes your sentence and you finish theirs, can you say to yourself, we are like two peas in a pod. I love this. We have to keep our heart wide open till our faith brings us back to solid ground. Then, if we remember enough times to say that we love to ourselves quietly, it might be possible to say it out loud. Can you try it with me now so you know how to do it better? Think about the house that confines you and protects you and holds you and dreams with you and feeds you. Can you love it? Can you say you love it? Consider the morning sun that was orange on the trees just a few hours ago. Can you look up and say, I love the light. I love it. What about a soft piece of fragrant bread that you touched this morning, or the coffee or tea that you smelled just before the sip? The breath that you and I take for granted 22,000 times a day. Because if you and I can say, I love you to the things that are already around us, then you and I have the potential of saying, I love the sweet smell of the rain when it first touches the ground. And we write our own poetry. And if we say to the green leaves, or our partner, or our friend, I love you, then maybe we can say it to God or life itself. I love you. And this is probably more than any clever reading or story will likely open our heart. And if it does that, it might open the heart of those we love. It will absolutely change the tone of how we speak and what we see. When we do this, when we love the world, not only do we fall in love with the world again, but we open our mind and heart to adding love where it is so needed. Loving what we do and where we are might bring more creativity. Loving the earth might bring more care of it. Loving beauty helps us create it. Loving each other makes us care for each other. As this pandemic ends, please, please, please begin a practice. It's spring, the time of new beginnings. Every day say quietly to yourself, I love that. I love them. I love this. And when you can say it out loud, say it out loud. I'll remind you 3 times over the summer during times when we're connected, and then I'll ask you about it in the fall. And I hope you'll tell me and all of us, because we want to hear your stories of love. And just like in that chant, then there is a love holding us. Then there is a love holding all that we love. Then there is a love holding all. And this is the love we rest within. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for those inspirational words, Wayne. This is a special time in our service when we invite you to share a joy or concern in your life. Open your reaction tabs at the bottom of the main window and raise a virtual hand if you have a joy or concern. If you are here on your phone without a screen, you can raise your hand by pressing *9. To speak, you have to unmute your device, and to be seen, you have to make sure your camera is on. Once you've spoken, please remute your device. Please respect the sacredness of the ritual and refrain from making announcements and telling stories. This is a cherished time in our community that brings us closer in at times that are separating us. We can start today by expressing gratitude for all the volunteer efforts, seen and unseen, that help hold our community together. And I would also like to go first, if that's okay. And my great joy is my wife, Lauren McKinley Renzetti. She's the love of my life. I've said before that you could search 100 lifetimes and not find a partner as amazing as my wife. She does things like this background. Thank you, Lauren. Okay, I see no further hands up. So I'll light a final symbolic candle for all the love that sits unexpressed in our hearts. And I would now ask our minister to lead us in a healing ritual.
We've done healing rituals before, and you know that we can't cure anyone, but maybe it's within our power to be healed. So during this time, when you'll hear the song played again and again to hold the space, maybe you could type into the chat, someone whose love has healed you. And what I'll do is I'll read those words so that we can all hear them. The love that has healed you. So take your time now and move yourself into a space where you can feel comfortable and you can remember someone whose love at some point in your life, maybe when you were small or ill or hurt or even growing up, like your beautiful mother, Susan, and your beloved friends, and Zach, who has healed and taught me about love, Jamie, Cameron's love, my mother and my father who loved me, Dr. Bahatia, whose love for its patience helped heal my eyes in the winter, and I hope can help me with that again. My daughter, Lyndon, the Comfort Choir, Christina's love, my wonderful parents, Bruce and Noreen, Krishnamurti, my great-grandfather, Norman Diamond, my children's love, Susanne and her love of music, my brothers and sisters, my son's love, Clark Reed, my grandfather, J.D., who made me feel so special, Diana, who will always be loved, the love of Mother Earth, Wayne, my beloved Phyllis, my wonderful Bernie, my Aunt Anne, my Uncle Walter, who held me when no one would, my husband and best friend, Dave, June Eldred Bright, the unlimited sky, the magical Getchels, Jean Lesage, for Lynn, who has taught me that helping is loving, my family who share the pandemic with Carrie and Princess and Jasmine, the tough love that shaped me into the man I am, my new granddaughter, Tully, the pure expression of love, water, wind, Sam LePage, my friend Diana, who is always there for me, my brothers David Crozier and Zalakar, the children, the community and culture, Gordon Jones, Kitty, my nieces and nephews, Tavi and John and Carly and Ava and Allison and JD. Deep love and compassion from my life partner, Gordon. Albert Kohler, Wanda Ryan, the love of the earth. Joan, my sons. Jamie, the students I teach, my neighborhood choir friends, Joan Michiomi and Kathleen, my sister and my mother, Jack Frickenston, my brother from another mother, Doug Crozier, Grandma Bright, my clients, choir, Luca and Max, my colleagues, the love of all art. Mom, neighborhood friends and community, Bernard, Ellen, and Barb, Allison, for Susan, whose birthday is today, and Nick, everyone, all of you, my wonderful sisters, Siggy Love and Faith, the love of the people from my 12-step community, and Dina, forgiveness, Gail. Love has healed us. Thank goodness. Fred, can you sing with us? As we hold all of ourselves to a place of healing, as we touch our hearts and let them touch others. Let us heal, all of us.
So in the Muslim faith, the words we chant evoke the feelings that the words represent. So we're going to sing Ishq Allah, which is the love of God. It's that the love that we feel between us and everything. Ishkala, Mabud Allah, the beloved, the the feeling you get when you look at your child or your life partner, Mabud Allah. And then we sing Allah Ya Jamil. It's like we're bowing to the magnificence we see in all that is surrounding us. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah, Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah, Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah, Allah. One more time. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Ishkala Mabud Allah. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah Ya Jamil. Allah, Allah.
During coffee with the minister last Monday, there was a great conversation, and Chris Emmanuel was there, so I asked him if he'd come and talk with us about love. It seemed fitting because in a lifetime of love, he started painting these pictures that you saw every day for almost a year now, hoping to build them into a tarot set about love. Chris, tell us about love.
Well, Wayne, I've been on this journey of contemplating love through creating these love oracle deck for the past year now. And, you know, the more I meditate on love, the more it has become an enigma that's elusive. To be honest, the research has created strife in my own life too, at the same time, in all my relationships. Love is a personal experience, and it can mean so many different things to each and every individual I have encountered. I asked a friend of mine what love means. She said, love is connection. It's a feeling I experience when I feel connected to myself or something greater. The feeling brings me into being. You have to experience it within yourself, she said. Unless you know it, you can't give it. We all know that love, the pure energy of love, can heal. Mark Nepo writes in his book of Awakenings, in my heart, where the spirit of the world really comes alive, it doesn't matter what I accomplish. The only thing that matters is how deep I try. He says that through this trying comes sincerity and love. You don't have to do anything to be loved, he goes on. He shares about his suffering with cancer too. He says, love was bringing all that who I was to the world every day. No matter how much pain I was in, I felt this was love. In his suffering, he was able to find love.
You know, I wondered if you would be the kind of person to ask about how to build a practice of love, considering that it must take quite a bit of effort to make those paintings every day.
You know, Wayne, the more we contemplate on something, the deeper it brings us. So I think love requires an attention, you know, every day to be aware of how it's expressed in our daily lives. You know, one woman shared to me that her boyfriend did not love her. He doesn't bring me flowers, and he never says he loves me, she said. I said, what does he do? I asked. Well, he fixes things around the house all the time, and whatever I need, he goes out and gets it for me. I said, you know, I think that's love. You know, some of you might have read Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages. He shared what he believes is the most common love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical love, receiving gifts. You know, but Wayne, however, I believe there's way more love languages than that, I think. Like personal space, for one, alone time, and just being quiet. You know, lastly, I believe love is a practice. It needs to be exercised every day for it to expand and grow. Like a muscle that's not used, love can atrophy and die in us. The more we express love, the greater the energy expands in the world. Love is the lightest luggage you will ever carry, you know, because it's just a feeling and it's free.
You know, I think that when we can stop and just look, or stop and just feel, things can change. Art can be created. Love can be offered. And I think that what you just offered was some love to all of us. Thank you.
I would ask Susanne if she'd like to introduce the next bit of music.
So what's next on our list? I think it's the offering time now, but I'd be happy to sing us through the offering.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's okay. I thought good enough was now.
We're gonna do that to close it up.
Okay, so let's go. Let's do our offering. In these times of isolation, let's not forget that this congregation is a living entity. And like all living things, it must have nurture and sustenance. If you contribute by pre-authorized checks, pre-authorized withdrawals, we thank you. As we contribute to this life of community, we affirm our lives within it. We can't pass the basket right now for obvious reasons, so please consider writing a check or making an e-transfer, which is the most cost-effective way to give. Consider even doing a recurring gift. A link is in your chat window for now, and all you need to do is click on it, and it'll take you to our donation page. And we're going to pause now and listen to some music as people do their donations. Thank you.
Keep your heart wide open, though the waves wanna push you around. You've gotta keep your heart wide open till your faith brings you back to solid ground. Keep your heart wide open, though the waves wanna push you around. You've gotta keep your heart wide open till your faith brings you back to solid ground. Till your faith brings you back to solid ground. Till your faith brings you back to solid ground.
Thanks for that, Susanne. So is there a final song?
There sure is, Dave.
Thank you.
Here comes good enough.
Well, there's going to be a song, okay? Okay. Right here.
We're all good enough to give love. We all have it within us. We've done this song before. I invite you to sing with me, Good Enough by Leah Morris. My hands are strong enough, they're strong enough, and I'm good enough. My hands are strong enough to give love. And my arms are long enough, they're long enough, and I'm good enough. My arms are long enough to give love. And my heart is wide enough, it's wide enough, and I'm good enough. My heart is wide enough to give love. And my light is bright enough, it's bright enough, and I'm good enough. My light is bright enough to give love. And my heart is wide enough to give love. And my arms are long enough to give love. And my hands are strong enough to give love.
You give good love, Susanne. There's no doubt about that. Thank you. I would ask Wayne to extinguish our chalice as we sing.
Although our chalice has been darkened,
Today I leave you with this blessing from Ursula K. Le Guin, the first woman to ever win the Nebula and Hugo Science Fiction Awards in the same year. Love doesn't just sit there like a stone. It has to be made like bread, remade all the time, and made anew. Thank you all for attending. Our service is now over. For those of you who do not wish to join a breakout room, thank you for joining us. Everyone else who remains will be asked to join a breakout room. And today's question is, what is love? If you prefer to stay in the meeting by saying later to the request to join a breakout room, our minister will be there to have a talk with you if you'd like about what our community is all about. We have a tradition here of circling around and holding each other's hands. We can't do that now. So instead, let's all go to gallery view and unmute ourselves. And together we will say namaste, which means I salute the spirit within you.
Namaste.
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 Namaste. Namaste.
Pleasure has left the meeting alert.
We will begin shortly. Go in peace, everyone. Peace and love.
Thank you, Dave.